Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 15 of the Tempcast, the official GBAtemp podcast. Today I'm joined by Eric.
Hello, everyone.
And special guest, Steven.
Special guest? I got demoted back down to special guest? This is an outrage. Fuck you, Ellen John.
And before we start this episode, I'd like to make a formal apology. Well, in fact, we all would like to apologize. Last week's episode had some misinformation in it. The Big House did cancel its Melee event because it received a cease and desist from Nintendo. However, what we idiots thought was that Nintendo ordered them to shut down the Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament as well. Well, it turns out that's just a lie. And the 10-minute discussion we had about Nintendo doing so, it's just, you can just throw it in the trash. I'd remove it. I just cut it out of the podcast, but I'm not a George Lucas type of guy, so I don't edit my art after the fact. So I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. We lied to you. We hope this never happens again, and that the information we provide to you on our platform is gonna be 100% fact check. Steven promised me he's going to fact check every single topic in our topic list now. Is that right, Steven?
Yep. Got everything ready to go here. You're not going to hear a lot from me this week. I'm going to be too busy fact checking.
It's his full-time job now. Thank you, Steven. We also want to apologize for the terrible, racist, irresponsible, immature comments we made against Melee players. I'm not going to name any names, but a certain somebody on the forum who pretends to be Japanese for some reason noted that what we said about Melee players taking a shower like only once a month was not true. Well, he didn't say it wasn't true. He said it was immature of us to talk about it. We'd like to formally apologize for that. You know, we're just gonna all apologize, and I'm gonna start. I'm sorry.
I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I am so fucking sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
As you can tell, we are sorry, and that was legit. That was from our hearts, so we're really fucking sorry. Okay, so
I'm sorry.
Okay, Steven.
Sorry.
Steven, enough, please. Thank you.
Sorry, Alan John.
No, don't ever use that voice talking to me ever again. I don't like that.
I won't do it again. Mr. Alan John.
No, stop. Stop that right now. Steven.
You're white.
No.
I've been bad.
You pronounce your words like a grown up right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fuck you, Mr. Alan John.
Okay. Let's pretend I didn't hear that. Let's be professional for once, please. Come on.
All right. If you insist.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, speaking of speaking like an adult, Fortnite just announced that they're going to have a subscription service, a battle pass thing. So, Steven, you're our resident Fortnite player, so could you please give us your 2 cents about it instead of giving Epic Games your 2 cents?
My $12 a month. Yeah, so basically, not much. It doesn't seem like there's that much that's really changing with this. Basically, you pay $12 a month, you get $1,000 of the in-game currency. I don't know exactly what the exchange rate is on V-Bucks to actual money, but you get 1,000 V-Bucks, you get access to the Battle Pass, and you get a special cosmetic outfit. And essentially, the Battle Pass is like 950 V-Bucks, so you're not really missing out. Like, basically, the way the Battle Pass works in Fortnite is you can pay, I think it's about $10 or $12 for that 950 V-Buck pay-in. And then if you play the game enough, you'll get enough V-Bucks back out that you can get the Battle Pass again for free. So to include the Battle Pass in a monthly subscription seems kind of weird because most people will put most of their V-Bucks towards the Battle Pass anyway. But I guess this is an easier option to let people just pay for it directly and save their V-Bucks for cosmetics. And again, since this comes with a special unique cosmetic it seems like it's really only intended for the hardcore, the hardcore players that really want to customize their look and are into the cosmetics and everything. As far as I can tell, there's nothing pay to win about this. There's nothing that alters the gameplay or anything. It's the exact same kind of stuff you were getting before, and you only get one small unique item, so it's really not that different. It's just a way to continually give Epic more money for microtransactions rather than doing it whenever you feel like it.
The only thing that I really know about Fortnite, aside from the fact that they probably smell better than Melee players, is that the the DLC, not the DLC, the microtransactions that they have, as far as I understand, because I don't play the game, are just cosmetic in nature. Like, is there anything that you can buy, Steven, if you know, that would give you an actual advantage in the game?
Not when I played it, though. I haven't played in probably close to a year.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so this probably isn't at all a controversial opinion, but if the only thing that you can buy are cosmetics and stuff like that, I'm all for it. Who cares? If that's how you want to make money, that's how you want to make money. It starts to become a problem when you're buying weapons and armor or whatever that gives you an actual advantage over players who don't pay for the stuff. But I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here about that kind of stuff. I don't mind if it's just cosmetics. If you want to pay $12 a month or convince your mom to pay $12 a month, go for it.
So you guys think they're doing this because the revenue they get from Fortnite is falling off a little bit, and they're just going to try to boost that up a little bit by creating this, well, basically what is a cosmetic subscription service? Or do you think this is, I don't know, some kind of new strategy for them or whatever?
I think it's probably just a new strategy. I don't think I've seen anything that would indicate that, their revenue has fallen off from the traditional way they used to monetize it, right? I think this is just, they think they can get $12 a month out of people, so why not do it? It's a little bit more palatable than only selling the giant stock of V-Bucks, right? So I'd say this probably won't change the behavior much of the people that already pay in a bunch, and it might get the occasional buyers to just do this instead of only buying a little bit here or there, right?
I think I agree with that, yeah.
No, I just feel like Fortnite hasn't been that popular. It used to be like the most popular game in the world, but nowadays I suppose it has fallen off. I don't know, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have exact player numbers, I don't think, but I haven't seen anything that indicates that it would fall off. There hasn't been anything else that's really taken the world by storm. I mean, there was Among Us, but that doesn't cover console players, and there was Fall Guys, but that seemed to be a little bit flash in the pan. I don't think that's been staying around nearly as much as Fortnite ever did, and I don't think it ever had as much popularity as Fortnite did.
Fall Guys is dead. Fall Guys, it's just miserable. I'm looking at their Twitter, and they're like complaining about people saying that their game is dead, and they're trying to do it in like meme ways. It breaks my heart, but yeah, that game,
It's dead already.
I'm under the impression that Fortnite has been growing, that more people are playing it now than used to. I don't think we hear about it in the news as much, just like we don't hear about Minecraft in the news as much, but that doesn't mean people aren't playing Minecraft still. I think there's probably millions of people at this moment, at least 5 million people just playing the game. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going down at all.
Yeah, I think we probably just don't hear as much about it because it hasn't done much to make news outside of this, right? Aren't they still in the middle of their big Marvel crossover as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah. I saw a kid once playing outside, like mimicking Fortnite. Like he was ducking under an invisible wall and got up and started shooting, and then he like mimicked drinking the I can't remember what they call it, but there's like a juice you drink in order to get your shield back in that game. And like this was maybe a year and a half ago at the height of Fortnite's popularity, so it was immediately recognizable what he was doing.
in my childhood, what we did was we pretended to play World War II. We had war crimes going on, genocide. Fun times.
Yeah, if we don't stop this conversation right now, we're going to be issuing another apology next week. I can feel it.
So I feel like it's about time we dump that topic. Speaking of dumping, have you guys heard about the PlayStation 5? I'm sure you have. PlayStation 5 has games on it. A couple games, not a whole lot, but they exist. People have figured out how to dump PS5 games onto their computer to be files that you can see. What do you guys think about that? I don't think you could do anything with it yet, but it's happening.
Yeah, so I'm reading the report right now by our own Chari on GBAtemp. Check out GBAtemp.net.
Our executive producer.
Yeah.
For people who don't remember, she's right here.
She's working the soundboard right now.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry.
She pays our rent in our studio that we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can call this shithole a studio. Anyways,
Ooh, shit.
the infamous scene group Big Blue Box was the ones who have dumped these PS5 games, such as Planet Coaster Console Edition and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. I don't know. So here's the thing. They did dump the game. There's absolutely nothing you can do with that file just yet, and probably for a long time. Because PS5 security, it's legit. From what I hear, it's a hard nut to crack. Plus, it gets updated all the time. Because one of the issues with PS4 hacking is the fact that some games actually require you to have like a higher firmware version, so you have to update your firmware, in which like an exploit has already been patched. Otherwise, you can't play the game. This is cool that they were able to dump this, but this isn't like even a first step to PlayStation 5 hacking. This isn't even like a baby step. This is just looking into that direction and thinking, hey, I should probably go there.
Yeah, even if this doesn't mean anything really right now, it is still kind of cool to know that it's out there, that, you know, this is something that we can rely on. Because if people can dump these games, I mean, obviously nothing will happen for it for a really, really long time. But at some point, someone will probably crack the PS5, or even, I mean, years away, there might be like a PS5 emulator that exists. So
Yeah.
I guess it is nice to know that you can get these games, right?
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't mean anything for the immediate future.
I suppose Eric doesn't have an opinion on this, or his microphone is broken.
I brought it up.
Sony Shill is just putting his fingers in his ears, pretending none of this is happening. La la la, he can't hear you.
I really don't know what to say.
I wish we had like a emulation or hacking expert here on the podcast, because this is the question. I'm stupid, so this is a stupid question if you know how all this works. But these things, they're on Blu-ray discs, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So what if I just took all the contents on the disc and I just read the disc, and then I write the same information on another Blu-ray disc with the same sequence? Why wouldn't that work?
There's probably some kind of safety or encryption or something like that a computer wouldn't be able to copy, right?
I mean, if you just go bit by bit on the disc and then just copy it over, like even if it's encrypted.
I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know enough to refute it, but
No. The answer is no, you're not going to be able to do that.
I would love it if there were hackers that respond to this thread like, oh, I never thought of that.
They're like, oh, all you had to
try
do,
it.
yeah, it's like all you had to do to pirate was take a legit copy, burn it to a new copy, and then there you go. It's like, nobody ever thought of that.
God damn it.
They haven't thought of that since you haven't been able to do that ever. You couldn't even do that on the PS1 for the PS2. You had to play copy discs. You had to get you had to jerry rig your PlayStation itself to get there's a couple different methods. One of them's replacing the top so that it actually opens up to read fake discs. I feel like that's not going to work with the PS5 quite like how you'd think.
Yeah, I think people who are listening to this podcast, who are prominent members in the GBAtemp community, probably listening to this and thinking, what the fuck, this guy's a moderator?
It's like he thinks that all you have to do is copy them and burn them to a different CD and then that's it?
Like, no, because the PlayStation 1, right, it had like black discs, okay? So there was like maybe something on the hardware level. And the PlayStation 2, actually there was very recently, an exploit made where you can now just literally burn games on DVDs and play it on a PlayStation 2, an unmodded PlayStation 2. Maybe I'm stupid and I don't know how technology works, but if the bits are written on the disc, right, then if you just copy every single bit by bit, would it not read? What would happen?
Magic.
Well, like you said with the PS1, there could be something on the hardware level of the disc too. Like it might not just be a BDR that, you can pick up at an electronics store and copy shit over to. Right?
Anyways, that was our podcast question of the week. Would this work or not? And if it won't, why not?
It won't.
I think most podcasts that have a question of the week segment isn't the host asking the audience and being like, I don't know, hopefully someone can figure it out.
Yeah, they're supposed to ask us questions, but you're just like, so why can't you just copy and paste?
Oh, geez.
The PS4 and the PS5 both have Blu-ray readers on them. Why can't I just put a PS5 disc into the PS4? Thank you.
It's a good question.
Along with the PS5 dump, they also included the tease that they might be able to do something with Mariko Switch units soon. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know, the original Switch that was released in 2017 has a hardware exploit in it that you can use a paperclip to get around and install custom firmware. I believe in 2018, they released a revision of the Switch that's been dubbed Mariko, and there's no way to hack them yet. I think maybe SXOS could be installed on it somehow, but I don't know. But the paperclip trip and Atmosphere can't be installed on it. So, but this group, what were they called? Big Blue Box, have also, along with that PS5 dump, teased that they might be able to do something with the Mariko Switch units.
That's really interesting because I don't think that you could do anything, as we were talking about, with the PlayStation 5 game dump. But the fact that they're also teasing this other thing makes me wonder, is whatever they're talking about also just as pointless as dumping the PS5 game? Or are we actually being led somewhere where you could just buy any old Switch off of, any website and then hack it without having to worry about the hardware that you're using?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, they haven't given enough information for us to know exactly how this is going to go. It just, along with the dump information, they included a note that said, here's a little early Christmas gift from us, and then wrote something that I don't understand about Mariko. It looked like code or something. So who knows? It may not even be out by the end of the year, or it might be out soon, or it may just be a way to get into the Mariko Switch units, but not to install custom firmware. We don't have enough details yet, but it seems like something is probably coming.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll definitely stay updated on that and talk about it on the podcast whenever anything, when and if anything becomes available with that.
You're going to hear it first on the Tempcast. If it happens like on a Sunday or a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Steven's going to have to fact check everything before we get started. So as you guys know, every time you hack a system, whether it be PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo console, you're always running the risk of a permanent ban. Interestingly enough, the PlayStation 5, Sony's already been permanently banning people, not because of piracy or anything like that, but something kind of close. So you guys know about the PS4 Plus collection, right? It was announced I guess it was over a month ago now, where if you have PlayStation Plus and you have the PlayStation 5, you can basically play 20 or so PS4 games. You can play them on your PS5 or you can play them on your PS4, right? You guys heard of that?
Yep.
Yes.
So what some people are doing, and I'm going to preface this by saying don't do this because people are getting banned for what I'm about to say people are doing. But it turns out all you need to play the PS4 collection on your PS4 is to have your PlayStation account logged into on a PS5. So the idea is you're supposed to get a PS5, have a PS4, link your account to both of them, and then you can play the PS Plus games on both of them, right? But what some people are doing, because they don't have PS5s yet because of all the stupid fucking scalpers out there, is some people who have a PS5 are charging people who have a PS4 to basically take the PS4 person's information, put it on their console for a minute, and that will unlock the PS Plus collection on the PS4. So basically, you're using somebody else's PS5s, not yours. Don't do this, because what's happening is people who own the PS5 who are doing this, and this one guy, I think he was charging like almost $7 to do this repetitively. He earned like $130 or something like that, and then he got a permanent ban. All right, and reportedly the PS4 owners are getting like 2-month ban. So as far as I understand it at this point, if you're a PS4 owner doing this, 2-month ban. If you're a PS5 owner doing this, permanent ban. That could change. I don't know. There's probably ways to get around that, but it's something that I wouldn't risk. It's just interesting that it's already happening. Do you guys have any thoughts about this?
I have a question about the ban. You said it's a permanent ban. Does that mean like the console itself is banned from online play? Can it play like single player offline games that you've bought? What does a ban mean in this context?
In this context, I'm actually not sure. I know that sometimes when people are banned, like getting a system ban, they can't access the PlayStation Store or play the games that they downloaded. I might be wrong.
Wow.
Because I've never done anything on a Sony console that would warrant me getting banned. But yeah, that from what I understand is it locks you out of your console pretty much. And imagine if you had the digital only PS5, you can't even buy physical games anymore. So, oh man, if you had a digital only PS5 and you got a permaban, you will not be having a very good time.
But it could also be the account getting banned, couldn't it, and not the system? Or do you know which one it is?
In this context, I don't actually. I can't see what that just says.
Okay.
That that they've been reporting 2-month bans in a permanent ban. It doesn't say whether it's an account or a console ban. I would think that to discourage this, it would be using my context clues, I would think that it's a console ban, because if it's just an account ban, why would it be talking about a 2-month ban for PS4 owners, but a permanent ban for PS5 owners if they're different people? So context leads me to believe that it's a console ban.
Yeah, and they wouldn't necessarily be able to find out which, say the guy that bought the PS5, they might not necessarily know what his primary account is. They would only be able to tell what PS4 users have been logging into it and what system they've been logging into. You're right.
Yeah, and the thing that's a little weird to me is how they figure this out, because I guess they would be doing it by figuring out that there are lots of users connected to a PS5. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, because you'd think that you would have a pretty solid defense.
Well, I mean, I guess if, like, let's say 50 or 60 people from across the country are all logging into one PS5, if people from, like, California and Idaho and New York are all logging into a PS5 that's in Hawaii, that looks suspicious, and maybe then they can look more closely at that specific console and tie it to like an online ad about getting the PS Plus collection for free. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So yeah, this goes into the argument, do you really own a game if you bought it digitally? What Eric said, what if you had a digital only version of the PS5? What would happen then? And yeah, this is like a legitimate, serious question. I don't think a lot of people are asking right now. This is why physical copies are extremely important for games, and single player games as well, because if it's an online only game and you got banned, it's pretty much useless.
That's a question that I think we've been asking for since the PS3 days. Yeah, when you buy something digitally, do you own it? You actually have the license to play it. You don't, that's what you have. Even technically when you buy, I don't want to say something incorrect, but so I'm not going to talk about physical CDs, but yeah, you're buying the rights to play the game. You're not buying the game itself when you're buying it digitally. Essentially, in a very layman's terms, you can buy something, they can ban you, and you're not entitled to a refund for it, even though you're locked out of playing that game. Whether or not that's right or wrong, I don't know. It's the law. So looking at that article, because Steven, you were mentioning like 50 or so people, just as an example, like if 50 people logged into your, or if you signed into 50 different accounts from around the world. So an article by Video Games Chronicle, they basically said that this one guy who owned a PS5, he earned $133 from charging a bunch of different people $6.68 to do this. If you do the math there, that's about 20 people. So he got banned after about 20 people.
Oh, wow. That's still a lot, though.
That is a lot of people. Also, he's advertising it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would also be an issue.
Yeah, so just be careful. Plus, I mean, the thing is about those 20 games is they're by and large good games. We've talked about on the podcast before. But they're also dirt cheap games, like
it's quantity over quality.
Yeah, I guess, but there needs to be some quality. I mean, I don't know. They are good games, but yeah, they're all dirt cheap, and they're all, I don't know. It's a weird selection on the PS Plus collection. Like, I don't know. I remember finding it really bizarre that they put Persona 5 on there instead of Persona 5 Royal, even though they announced this well after Royal came out, and like, because Royal is just an updated version of 5. There's no reason to play 5, basically, at this point.
If you think about PlayStation Now, for example, where you can download PS4 games and stream PS3 games, or stream PS4 games if you want, to save hard drive space. For example, Uncharted 3, you can only stream that, even though Uncharted 3 is for PS3 and it's also for PS4. On PS Now, only the PS3 version is available, which is weird, right? Because you'd think that if you had the PS4 version, that would also be on it. There's probably licensing issues. I don't know. That might be the situation with Persona. You get that one, but you don't get the Royal version of it, Why?
Yeah.
Oh, marketing, business, black.
What did you just say?
Black.
Whoa, issue an apology.
No, I said BLEK.
Pretty sure that is not what you said. Do you guys have an issue with Sony doing this? Like, do you have a moral issue? Does this upset you, or do you think they're in the right to ban people that are trying to kind of scum their way around the PS Plus collection? Because I gotta be honest, normally I'm very against corporations doing things like this and like bringing the hammer down on people. But maybe it's just because I'm in such a bad mood about all the scalpers and people trying to scam their way out of things. I just like seeing people getting taken down after doing stuff like this. Like,
This is like an issue that's not just with games, but with software, for example. Because let's say I buy a car, right? I then have the authority to sell this car to somebody else, right? Because I paid money for it. It's my property. Unfortunately, this doesn't apply to software for some reason. So if you basically on Steam, for example, if you buy a game and it's in your library, you cannot remove it from your library. You can't sell your Steam account to somebody else because that goes against their terms of service. It's not like people don't do this. They do it all the time, but it's not quote unquote legal, in the eyes of Valve. So same thing with PlayStation Network stuff. I personally think if I buy a game, even if it's digital, even if it's given to me for free, like through some deal or because of some kind of subscription or whatever, it's mine. Okay, I have the right to sell this copy, this license to use this software to somebody else. That's what I think.
I agree with you on that in terms of like reselling software and stuff like that. But I mean specifically this like PS Plus collection scam people had going because they're not, selling their rights to use the PS Plus collection. They're just giving it out to as many people as they want. Like it's not like they're depriving themselves of something that they have and selling it for a profit. They're just kind of finding a loophole in Sony's system to get Sony's product out to a bunch of other people at a severely reduced cost. Right?
I suppose they're in the right in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like if they were selling their account or selling their digital games back, I would agree with you. But something like this, I don't know, it just feels a little skeezy. I wouldn't have been upset if they weren't being banned or anything, but I don't know, I'm so sick of seeing people trying to pull little scams to make a quick buck and trying to, get over on other people. I don't have much of an issue with it.
So basically, this guy got his PlayStation 5 bricked. Well, no problem. He can just go and buy a new one. Oh, no, he can't. He can't actually, because scalpers have bought all the stock practically everywhere. Target, gone. Walmart, gone. Toys R Us, gone. Toys R Us itself is gone, I think.
Yeah, like Toys R Us is gone.
It's gone. Blockbuster, gone. Can't find it. You can't find a PS5 at Blockbusters. Why? Because scalpers just bought it all. Because they think of this as some kind of investment, even though in the long run it's stupid. Because this isn't like a limited edition or anything. They're going to be pumping out PS5s as long as they can. So there's this one scalper group with 3,500 units currently in their stock, which is more stock than most retailers have, which seems kind of absurd to me. Does that mean everything's really sold out, or do retailers keep like 3 PS5s?
I know that some places, like Chari mentioned to me, that a Target in her city had been given, I think, 2 or 3 PS5s. So she lives in Houston, which is a city of like 7 million people, and her Target had 3 PS5s to service that fucking community. Mm-hmm. Like, it seems like just absurdly low numbers are being sent out to retailers.
Yeah, it doesn't help that these scalpers are using bots.
It's painful because Walmart says, hey, we're going to be back in stock, at this time, this time, this time, and this time. You refresh the page right on that time, and the website crashes, and you refresh again, and it crashes again, and then you refresh the third time, and all of a sudden, everything's been bought up. And you're thinking, wow, it's the fact that all of these people are buying it up. Nope, it's just bots that are just immediately hitting everything. And it's very frustrating to me because I want to play PlayStation 5, clearly. But the fact that people are actually buying these, have you guys checked eBay or even like Facebook Marketplace or anything? Like they're selling these consoles for a lot, like a huge profit, which doesn't make any sense because they will come back in stock and there's not a whole lot of games for it at the moment. There's no real reason to get it right now. But people are really scared, and it's because they're worried that, oh man, the demand is so high they'll never be able to produce enough, when really the scalpers, I mean, this group you said has 3,500 of them. Are they going to sell all 3,500 consoles at like huge markups? I doubt it.
We only have their word for it. Obviously, there's no outside source on any of the things that they claim. They claim that they've sold 2,472 of their PS5s.
It's just so frustrating that scalpers are doing this and that people are buying it from the scalpers. It's just, listen, retailers have absolutely no incentive, and Sony itself has no incentive to stop this from happening. You know why? Because why does Walmart care if I'm buying it versus a bot buying 100 of them? Because either way, they're getting rid of their entire stock and they're making all that money. They don't care if it's a bot or a human, I guess, for PR reasons. But then again, that's why they're saying, oh, we're doing everything that we can to stop the bots from doing this. Like Walmart's saying that they have very sophisticated technology to stop the bots. It's a CAPTCHA. They have a CAPTCHA. It's a very sophisticated technology. And all that the CAPTCHA does is slow me down because I don't know if that counts as a stop sign or not.
Yes.
So
it's interesting that you say that Sony doesn't care. I wouldn't necessarily agree, because I'm under the impression that both Sony and Microsoft are selling their consoles at a loss in order to recoup some of the costs from game sales and also just getting people into that PlayStation environment.
But the thing is, whether or not you're buying it from Sony themselves or you're buying it from a scalper, I don't think that's... I understand what you're saying about how Sony's selling it at a loss because they want people to buy the software. But if you're buying the system from a scalper, you're still going... If you're willing to spend $1,000 on a PlayStation from a scalper, you're going to be spending money on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, I
right?
didn't think of that.
Like, Sony's not going to not make that money.
Yeah, I agree.
I was under the impression that most of the stock would just be in some warehouse for a long time.
Oh, that's also true. Okay, you're right. You're going under the impression, exactly. So you're going under the impression that the scalpers will not be able to sell all of their units, which is a fair thing to... Yeah, that's fair. You're right.
That's the good ending to this situation, basically.
Is that the scalpers get screwed, yeah.
Yeah, and also shout out to Ping Pong, who actually said this very important thing. There are a lot of hardware issues with this first batch of PS5. They're rare, but they do occur. Like, some PS5s are just bricked, some have lines on the screen with graphical glitches and all that. If you buy that from a scalper, good luck getting warranty on that.
Yeah.
And if you buy a broken PS5 from a scalper, you're done.
What if the scalper was trying to make extra money by selling the PS Plus collection? His console gets console banned by Sony, then he sells it back to you for $1,000.
Oh man! Oh, don't bring those dark thoughts into my head.
So devil's advocate here, the Scalper group did release a statement. They claim that they have 12 staffers in their group. They've made more than £2 million in profit to date. That's for all the things that they scalp, because they also do like sneakers and sportswear and stuff. I don't know exactly how much they've made off PS5s, but they're saying that they're doing it to put food on the table, because they say lots of our community have been furloughed, made redundant, or at some form of disadvantage due to the pandemic.
What
These people have
fucking
managed to
community?
cover their bills, put food on the table, and supply Christmas presents to their children.
What is this community of scalpers?
It may be unfortunate that a child won't wake up to a PS5 this Christmas, but another child may have woken up to nothing. We have no regrets.
Okay, so my counter to that is f*** off. That is not what you're doing, you pieces of shit. We're scalping to feed the starving children in our community. Shut the fuck up. That is not what you're doing at all.
That sounds like a fucking terrible business idea. Imagine going to Shark Tank saying, "Hi, my name's Alan. I'm 23 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. So here's my business plan. I want to buy 3,500 PlayStation 5s using bots, and then I'm going to sell them twice the price." It's the stupidest business idea ever. Doesn't make sense.
So this is kind of tangentially related. Did you guys see the story about the Amazon worker that was caught on CCTV taking a PS5 out of like his delivery van and scanning it and then just putting it back in the van so that it was marked as delivered?
Awkward. Yeah, I imagine that's happening a lot. I know that some people are getting robbed. Some scalpers are getting robbed by people.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
yeah. In some area, it's a couple of different scalpers have been robbed, trying to sell their PS5 for a profit. And I'm like, don't rob people, but also don't scalp things. I don't think anybody's good in this situation.
They all cancel each other out.
But really, don't rob people.
Were they armed robberies? Like, was it hardcore? Was it intense? Or
From what I recall, somebody posted a picture on Twitter saying, I don't care, hit me up in the DMs, we'll talk. And then somebody, like, I suppose, found his location through his Twitter account somehow. He might have had that enabled and literally robbed him.
wow.
That's great. Eric's saying robbing people is bad just because he's an attorney, but we all know that he enjoys theft.
I don't. I'll get in trouble. Don't tell.
So yeah, this world with the scalping, with the COVID lockdowns, with the elections, I mean, who knows who won those? It feels like this world is going to an end. And you know, this world, like one Japanese man said, this world ends with you. So take care of yourself or whatever. Oh, coincidentally, Square Enix actually just announced, finally, a sequel to their hit Nintendo DS game, The World Ends With You, titled Neo, The World Ends With You. Guys, I know both of you are huge, massive The World Ends With You fans, and you've been waiting for this for how much? For 10 years, maybe more? A decade at least? So I just want to hear your raw reactions to this huge, unexpected announcement.
My favorite part of The World Ends With You is when Sora ran into the characters from that in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance and how that was referenced in Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's exclusively what I know about The World Ends With You.
God damn it, Eric.
To be fair, he knows more about The World Ends With You than I do.
Yeah, I played a couple of hours of it on my DS, and it has this cool gameplay mechanic where you could use two screens to play as different characters at the same time. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I didn't like the art style of that game, but it was a cool game. I never finished it. It was too emo for me because the main character, I remember the main character being, man, life sucks. I don't like life. I don't like talking to people. And then like a Shinigami, what is it? A Japanese death god says, "Ooh, I want to play a game with you."
He sounded like a member of the Beatles.
Was he played by Ringo Starr? Was that Ringo's next acting role after Thomas the Tank Engine?
Listen, could you play to this beat? Well, can't keep up, can't you? This is my game.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Shinigami.
Who cares? Weeb.
Okay, I'd like to apologize formally for my poor pronunciation of Japanese words.
And also Hades.
Hades, yes, I know. I remember now. It's Hades. See? I'm smart. So,
Okay, good.
one thing that's interesting about this is that The World Ends With You, both the original and the sequel from what it looks, takes place in the Shibuya district of Tokyo, which is the place where with the train station and the what's it called? The Hachiko, I think. Is Hachiko there? The statue of the dog? You guys don't know what I'm talking about, don't you?
No clue.
No clue.
Oh my god. How do you not know about Hachiko, the Japanese...
Are you thinking of the bull that's on Wall Street? Are you thinking of that statue?
No, what the... No.
The Wall Street Bull? I know about that one.
Yeah,
That's
is that
not in
Hachiko?
Tokyo.
Is that where The World Ends With You takes place? Right around the bull statue?
No, that's where the Netflix adaptation takes place.
Oh, nice.
No, but Hachiko, the dog that waited for its owner every day at the train station, that's the saddest story ever.
You're talking about Futurama. Okay.
I hate you guys.
Yeah, that was outside Gino's Pizzeria, bro. That wasn't in Tokyo.
It happened in the year 2000.
Check out Neo, The World Ends With You, taking place near Gino's Pizzeria, New York.
Neo, that's the new Matrix sequel, isn't it? Is that what we're talking about?
What's going on with that? I haven't heard. Oh, yeah, because the fucking lockdown. But yeah, it's started filming again in Berlin recently.
Not Tokyo. I'm so confused.
No, Berlin is not Tokyo, Steven. So, yeah.
Oh, I can't keep up with this, man. This is too
It's
much.
a city in Germany.
Okay. And what's Berlin?
So, no, Berlin is a city in Germany. Tokyo is
So
the
it is in
capital.
Tokyo.
Okay, moving on.
Sorry for the awkward silence, guys. I'm just playing Super Mario Maker on my Wii U right now. It's one of my favorite games of all time. The Wii U is definitely the best way to play it. Have you guys ever played this on the Wii U? I'm really excited to keep doing this for years to come.
Eric, I have terrible news.
What?
Nintendo just announced they're gonna close the servers and the game completely in March. So,
What?
Yeah.
All right, well, this thing's going straight in the trash. I have no other reason to have the Wii U anymore. Here we go.
For those of you at home, Eric just legitimately, he took his Wii U to work to the studio and just threw it in the trash. I mean, wow. Talk about dedication.
I'm a method actor. I mean, there's not much to say about that. Mario Maker, you're not going to be able to create any more stuff for the Wii U version of it. You'll still be able to play it, at least a decade and download stuff, but you can no longer upload stuff. And that's about all there is to say about that, right?
Question, are the levels that are made in Super Mario Maker on the Wii U, can you play them on the 3DS version or the Switch version?
No idea. I never actually played the game, aside from just now for the bit.
Yeah, so you can still play games or levels that you've downloaded. Can you still... It says that you can't upload new games, but is there going to be an archive up there that you can keep downloading from?
I think so. I think something about being able to continue to download games for another couple years at least.
Yeah, it'll still be possible to play courses uploaded before the service discontinuation.
Mm-hmm.
The service is being discontinued on March 31st, the end of Mario's 35th anniversary. It's going down the same day as Mario 3D All-Stars and Mario 35.
Okay, they're just going to kill Mario. At 35 years old, they're just going to kill him. That's all there is to it.
Is Nintendo doing like a midsummer on Mario?
Kind of seems like it.
Do you guys watch that movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I did. That's a great movie.
Oh yeah, so basically for Midsummer it was 75, the cutoff age, but for Nintendo it's 35. Their franchises, they just ended. Oh no, Metroid.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Metroid and Zelda next year.
Oh no. Well, so next episode we're going to be talking about how Nintendo announced Breath of the Wild 2 being the last Zelda game ever.
Link dies.
Link dies at the end.
And there's no alternate timeline where he lives, unlike when you talk about the Zelda timeline where he died in one of them or some bullshit like that. No, this is just it. All timelines end. No possibility of ever having a sequel or prequel, because it actually, the way that Breath of the Wild is going to end, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to end, is Link's going to die, and actually something's going to happen in the Triforce goddesses are just going to erase the entire universe, Dragon Ball Super style.
It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. 10 out of 10. Game of the year.
And that's the Tempcast, folks.
Yeah, just like Nintendo, we're ending it right here. 15's too much.
15th anniversary, 15-week anniversary, we're all going to kill ourselves.
Imagine if we actually did, and this was posted on the internet. And this would have become like the biggest thing ever. Like, these guys for 15 weeks straight recorded a podcast, and then at the end they killed themselves.
The best part is we've never left the studio, except for that one time where I went to get cigarettes and then you guys recorded a podcast without me.
Yeah, that was great. That was a sweet prank.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Tempcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube or wherever you listen to our podcast on.
Sorry, it sounded like you said Mewtwo. I'm fucking stupid. I've been playing Pokemon lately, and I just imagine Mewtwo trying to start up his own video streaming service. called YouTube. Sorry, I'm dumb.
How is there not a Pokemon centered channel named YouTube?
All right. I'm becoming a Pokemon expert now, so I can start up Mewtwo. I'm gonna be the first Mewtwo celebrity.
Yeah, and you're gonna have like a Ransona, which is basically a drawed version of your fursona that's on the video every time you talk, so people know that you're talking. Right.
Nice.
And it has it only has like 5 different animations, like 5 different frames, like shocked, happy, sad.
Yeah, and it's gonna be Mewtwo, but he's got a beanie and he's got like glasses.
That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so energized now. Can't wait to start up my YouTube channel.
So anyway, check out the Tempcast on all places that you can listen to the Tempcast, such as Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, etc.
We're not on SoundCloud.
Goodbye. Good night. Oh, we're not on SoundCloud. Don't go to SoundCloud.
To never go to SoundCloud.
I think we're on Reddit Public. We're on Spirofy.
Download Raid Shadow Legends using our code.
Stop